What would you do, man? Like, what would be the first thing you would do if it really just like fucking boom, it's on?
Cannibal. I'm a cannibal instantly. I'm making ear necklaces. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing the damn thing.
Oh my god!
As soon as I have an opportunity,
it's like that was just. He had that in the fucking chamber.
I've been waiting.
Cannibal. Like, done.
Every time.
The stronger the grasp, the greater the distortion of perception and judgment.
I'm from Oregon. I drink my coffee, smoke my reefer in the morning. I roll 2 J's up and then I domed them.
Lucas Copp. Welcome to the fucking Hippy Speedball Podcast,
Hippy
my
Dippy
friend.
Speedball.
Hippy Dippy Speedball Show. Say my title of my name, like my show, like a fucking 80-year-old man. By the way, Lucas is very lit and very wired. He doesn't drink much caffeine
I'm
right
lit.
now.
This is crazy. I don't remember what caffeine was like. This is why people do this.
And like, I make really strong coffee too. So
You do.
it's like, well, if you're gonna be a bear, be a grizzly.
100%.
Forget about it.
That's why I'm here. Hippy Dippy Speedball Podcast.
Hippy Dippy Speedball Podcast, my friend. Anyway, on that note, it's good to fucking have you, man. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a fucking hot minute. I don't know,
like
right?
months, right?
It's been a minute. For those that don't know, we met at the Khalifa Social Club open mic. He was the host of it, fucking bringing in all sorts of dope ass people, performing really great fucking comedy, and he was
Pretty good comedy. Okay,
dude. It was, I don't know. I like my favorite joke that you've ever done is I don't want to butcher the fucking punchline, but basically you were talking about how like some thoughts that come up to your mind, like the roads never end.
Oh yeah. People laugh at that idea. It is a funny idea. You can just keep going, leave.
Dude, it's such that's a great like stoner random observation that's never really been discussed before. It's like, bro, you're right.
Yeah.
They don't ever end. There's just infinite roads.
It's because I just think about that.
There's even roads that connect the fucking continents.
There are. I've thought about it a couple
Drive
times.
to Canada, drive up to Alaska, then go through that little fucking the Bering Strait right there, and then cross into Siberia,
Take
and then
a
you're in
boat over to
Russia.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
It's
with the
all
exception,
in the same Subaru.
even with fucking like an island, you can just have a little track that you're just kind of driving on the boat on the way to the island, and then it just kind of drops down. It's like a treadmill for cars. It just makes. Would that be a crazy idea? A treadmill for a car? It's just
treadmill.
like
A car, like a tank?
No. So it's like you're driving the car, but you're not moving. It's like a floor. It's like a floor that moves.
Oh yeah.
With the car.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
That'd be interesting.
It'd feel safer
For what do you mean?
for the people in the car. I feel like, right?
Maybe.
I feel like it's harder to crash.
Depends on how like far into the design they are.
Yeah.
if it's like the beta testing, I don't know.
Have you ever done like an auto drive car, like a Tesla?
No,
Really?
I've never driven one before. Have you?
Yeah, I've always wanted to masturbate and just let it go. You know what I mean?
There's people that do that like on Pornhub. They'll fuck in their Teslas while it's driving down the highway and shit.
You watch some interesting shit, don't you?
Well, it comes on my feed.
Why is it on your feet? You want it on your feet, but I like that.
Maybe I just look up cars.
Uh-huh.
You ever think about that, you pervert?
I mean, they just happen to be in the car. It's like, whoa,
Well,
how'd they get
maybe
in there?
Google and Pornhub are working hand in hand, because you ever notice if you look up Pornhub on your Google search, it won't pop up on your history when you go to do it. Yeah, for some reason they know, like, all right, we got this, but don't worry about it.
We got you.
I'm serious. I've Googled Pornhub, and then whenever I go to like open up because usually like when you hit the little, do you have an Android or an iPhone?
Oh, shit.
I have an Android.
I want to say iPhone, so I get hoes.
Oh,
Hoes
okay.
don't like Androids. They don't.
I've never had a problem getting pussy because she's like, oh my god, you have a Samsung.
I have.
Are you? I've never had that issue, but I didn't even know that was a thing.
They've been like, ugh.
Men are getting turned down because they have a fucking.
No, it's
because
it's
no.
when you get that
I
little
was gonna
green
say
Android message.
That's why. One, also it's the messages thing, and also they want to know if you've read it or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing too.
Yeah,
it's a
they can't
control
tell.
thing.
It is.
It's just a control thing.
It is. And
Fuck
I
them
didn't
bitches.
wanna give it to 'em. Hippy Dippy Speedball.
Forget about it.
You got all the mob people up here.
Isn't that a dope fucking image?
It's a dope image, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I'm actually gonna have the image pop up so people can see it. It's really dope. I actually got this just at some like fucking poster store. I think it was like in Lloyd Center or something like that. And I saw it and I was like, that's fucking dope. It's for those that are just listening. It's got all the mob guys. It kind of has like a bar right there, and it's funny because Don Corleone appears 3 times.
What's your favorite mob movie?
Goodfellas.
Okay,
That's my favorite movie of all time.
because I was gonna
any genre.
I was gonna guess Goodfellas. I'm not gonna lie.
100%.
I'm not gonna lie. We're pretty easy to guess because It's up there for me too.
Yeah, I was gonna
Two
say.
public school white guys. We probably loved Goodfellas.
We went through a phase where it was Goodfellas and Scarface and that sort of shit.
I've still never seen Scarface.
Really? Yeah. It's funny that so many people like idolize Scarface and they probably have never seen the end of the movie.
Yeah, I mean,
because it does not end well for
I know
him.
how it ends. I know how.
Yeah, but if you played Vice City, you know how it ends.
I just started. They remastered it.
They did?
Yeah, it's not that good though.
Oh, really? Damn.
It looks like just a. It's not that different.
It's just more pixels, basically.
It looks like a cartoon now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of cool.
I was gonna say that's kind of cool though. I'd still want to replay
Like
everything.
like old school, like that Zelda game.
Because I'd want to beat it without cheats. Because I always use cheat codes, and when I tried to
100%.
the first time I'd beat the game, I was always just anxious for the storyline, so I'd beat it with cheat codes, and then I would beat it again without cheat codes, and that way I also kind of know like, all right, I'm not going to use cheats this whole time around. I'm just going to bust through, or on missions at least. If I was just fucking around, I would use cheats all I want.
I've been playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for like 20 years.
Nice.
I have
Fuck
not
yeah.
beat it yet.
It's a great game.
I just
You haven't
wanna-
beat it yet?
No, I've never beat it. I get stuck in the fucking desert area when you go off to the Clark County or whatever it is.
Yeah. When you're going off and you have like the flight school and shit like that.
Samuel L. Jackson catches you, sends you off.
Yeah. And you like have to, or in that airstrip that's like way out there in the middle of nowhere.
And it's still a problem for me.
Dude, when you beat the game though, you get a jetpack there.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That's
it's
kinda
fucking
nice.
sick. Flying the
does he-
jetpack on there because you can also use little Uzis and sawed-off shotguns on the jetpack, so you could just be flying around like.
I'm gonna start using cheats to beat this goddamn game. I didn't even think about that.
Dude, yeah, use cheats,
That's
man.
genius.
Just fucking use cheat codes. That's what so many of us did. Especially, there's some fucking hard ass moments on San Andreas. There's some fucking difficult ass
Old games
moments.
are ridiculous.
It's crazy because on that game they have the LA riots during one part, and so like you're
Oh yeah.
like, do you remember that part
I
in the
think
game?
so, like in the Plaza area.
No, it's all over LA. Like it's all
Oh,
over San
shit.
Andreas. So maybe you haven't gotten that far yet. But there's
Maybe not.
they have like the LA riots that are going on in the game, and then you see literally people running with TVs and stereos and
That's pretty
fucking
cool.
all, and then people will literally just come up and try to fight you, and it's like it's fucking nuts, dude. During that time, and the buildings are on fire. It's fucking crazy.
Good ass game.
Dude, it's a great game. There's so much to it. On GTA 5, I like to go to like Grove Street. Grove Street is
Yeah, visit and
yeah.
the-
You go check it out. You can actually see CJ's house and see all the same spots and everything. I'm excited for 6 because it's going to be everything.
Yeah.
They're going to have Liberty City, Vice City, and San Andreas.
I love this podcast. There's really no structure. You just
There's none, man. Well, people know that you're a comic because if they don't know, we've talked about it at the very beginning, and it's also in the description.
Yeah.
You know, and I just, you know, we'll talk about comedy too. Just
Yeah,
fucking
I'll
shooting
get
this
stuck-
shit,
I'll get
my
stuck in
friend.
Video games for a long time. I see spots right now and shit. I'm fucked up. This is crazy.
You're welcome, buddy.
Coffee will get me before weed every time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I am ready for GTA 6 though.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
ever played Elder Scrolls?
No, I don't really game a lot, to be honest. Like, so the only games I really do play is like GTA and Madden. Like I'm very like much like a douchebag with my game taste. Like that's
fair.
it. It's like football and GTA, and
Whatever
that's about it.
entertains you, entertains.
And I like NHL too, so I can go
Yeah.
even further into the white guy aesthetic. I mean, I'm wearing Detroit Red Wings on my head, so
You're killing it, man. You're slide right into the slot. Let's go.
100%, right?
I play a lot of games though. I got a problem. I play all these guys.
Oh yeah, what's your favorite, man? What you playing on lately?
Lately, honestly, I've been playing like this random game. It's called the Lamb something else. It's about like you run a cult as a lamb. You know what I mean? You're a little cartoon
Fuck?
lamb,
That's
and you run a cult for a demon. You know, it's amazing.
that's a video game.
yeah, it's lit.
That's crazy.
And it's all cute and kind of, but then you like sacrifice people and eat your followers. It's just, it's A1, man. People they're getting creative.
It's
I
like
don't know.
it's like Five Nights at Freddy's on steroids, basically.
It's like, you know those phone games where you make your little village.
yeah.
It's like that, but like demonic.
Okay,
You know, but also there's like another aspect where you do like a roguelike.
that's interesting.
It's good.
Like in the terms of conditions, you're actually selling your soul to Satan to play the game.
I would. Would you ever sell your soul for the game?
I wouldn't sell my soul for anything. That Illuminati shit, fuck that, man.
I would.
Go ahead, take it.
Let me know. We'll see if they see it. I would hang out with Jay-Z. I've thought about becoming a Freemason just to get some clout. Just to get
That would be really dope, right?
Yeah.
That would be actually pretty cool, just to become a Freemason.
I just don't know what like the terms and conditions are. You know,
We should do that.
You wanna become a Freemason?
Let's do it, man.
all I know is you gotta get three Freemasons to vouch for you.
Okay, so I just get them on the podcast, and that way I can. That's how I can.
Oh,
you know,
shit.
that's how I can do it. I can just find a Freemason that'll want to come on the podcast, and then boom, I'm in.
I know my my 8th grade math teacher was a Freemason.
Then I'll get them to love you, and then we'll all become Freemason together, and
That's
we can
what
have that on our headstones too.
I got one to vouch for me though.
Oh,
8th grade
nice.
math teacher.
Nice.
He was a free because I remember we saw his ring, and I remember in middle school I was really scared of the Illuminati. You know what I mean? Like I would like deep dive in the YouTube videos.
Hell yeah.
One time I did a purge of all my music of all the rappers I thought were Illuminati. I was just left with like 2 to 3 artists.
I was gonna say you're pretty much left from
Everybody was
anything
gone.
like from anything before like 1994.
And that shit hurt because I loved Lil Wayne, I loved Drake, I loved Tyga. I was a child and I loved him.
Well, just look at anybody that's like a huge megastar, and normally they're generally involved in a lot of fuckery.
Yeah, it's like probably so. But what I'm saying, my math teacher was a Freemason. I remember one time I saw his ring. He always wore the ring. He had like a black Freemason ring.
That's baller.
And I was talking shit. I was like, "What are you, Satanists? What you guys do? I bet you gotta fuck each other in the ass or something." Like I was talking shit. Like I was rude as fuck. And one time he like came around while I was like heckling. I just heckled. I heckled the math class. And then he came around and then came right next to me. He said, "If you keep talking, I'm gonna call the black SUVs to come pick you up, Lucas." And then he went back to his desk.
That's sketch.
And I was like, "Oh."
And you were in 8th grade, and he's threatening to have people come and kidnap you.
I was like, "All right."
Damn.
I learned.
What school did you go to?
I went to. Wait, am I?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, I went to Lens Middle School.
Oh damn. True Southeast Portland kid.
Yeah, but I apologized to him though.
Oh, okay.
Because I was really bad in middle school. So like when I was a senior in high school, he came back and became the music teacher in my high school, which was crazy. So I went and I apologized to him very strategically.
Nice.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Right.
Not making enemies with him.
And then he's like, "Lucas, there's some people I want you to meet."
But yeah, no, I apologized. He accepted my apology, and I think I got 1 Freemason voucher.
Sweet, because that would be like the closest that we could probably ever get to being like in the CIA, where you could have like dope secrets. That's like something I really wish I could. I would love to be in the CIA just so I could know shit. Yeah, that would be cool. And the tradecraft.
But I also just realized like maybe we're too dumb to be Freemasons, dog.
I don't think so.
I don't think we're allowed to talk about secret society shit on a podcast that's gonna be posted to.
That's the perfect Freemason, though.
Is it?
Because then you're already in, and people would never expect it.
That's true. That's true.
Maybe the tide is a turning.
Maybe.
When you actually apply for the CIA, you're not allowed to tell people that you applied for the CIA.
100% you're not.
Like, and it's so crazy. That's a part of the job application process.
That's a crazy job.
And then they basically said, "Don't worry, we'll find you." That's exactly what it says. Like when you go to, because I went on the website to go like look at what the application was like, and that was a part of it. It says like you're not allowed to disclose that you submitted this application. Like you're not allowed to say these certain things basically. And it was fucking nuts. And then they basically said, "We'll come find you." It's like, could you imagine that?
They just knock on your door one day.
Yeah, and they're like, "Are you interested in joining?" "No, I just wanted to meet an agent. This is really cool, man."
I'm just trying to get an agent on the podcast.
Do you want to talk on the podcast with me? Like, your podcast is exactly what we want to talk to you about.
Oh shit!
So like, what the fuck, man? Why? It's like this guest that you had.
This went too far.
Lucas Copp.
It's my math teacher.
Yeah. So how long you been doing stand up, bro?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years.
Nice,
I
man.
started when I was 18.
What made you want to start doing it?
I wanted to do it when I was 16. When I was 16, I was going to do the talent show in my high school. I really wanted to. So I could have started when I was 16, 17, but I was terrified. And I didn't do it. Good decision on my part, I think.
Yeah.
I think that could have gone really bad.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh,
I don't even
really?
know what I would have said. What I didn't have a set. I didn't have any jokes. I just knew I
you
wanted
didn't really
to do
know.
it.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't really know like how it worked and everything.
Like
so
I was gonna go up on the high school stage and be like, "Hey, suck my dick," like stupid. Just say some stupid Richard Pryor shit down.
But honestly, like, could you imagine if you did that in high school? You would be a legend.
I would.
Like, especially if you did it directed towards certain staff members and stuff like that, and just got completely kicked off the fucking stage, you would get a standing ovation.
I would.
You'd become a legend in your school.
Or it would have went really bad.
Or yeah, potentially.
Like if I say, "Hey, suck my dick," and no one laughed, and then they were all just staring at me.
That's a big bomb.
I probably would.
The whole school, your first time doing stand up, and you bomb in front of basically 1,000 kids, and they're all your peers. Because I'm sure the fucking school was pretty large.
Yeah, it was. It was like 2,000, 3,000 kids.
That's crazy. What high school was it?
Franklin.
Oh, you went to Franklin? Oh, okay, nice.
I think 2,000 kids. Yeah.
That sounds about right. That's a big fucking school.
It was.
Like Franklin, Jefferson, Benson. I think didn't Benson get shut down?
They all got shut down. I think they're getting ready for the earthquakes. They're shutting them down and rebuilding them. This is my conspiracy theory. I think because they think.
No, I think so too. They just did that with my high school because my high school was Milwaukee High, and that school was like basically like 100 years old.
Yeah.
It was really fucking old, and so they tore it down before it was qualifying for historical landmark status, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to use the building anymore. So they tore it down, and then they left certain parts open. I drove by it like a week ago, and it's fucking crazy to see, because now they have like a fancy football field, and when we were there it was all grass.
Yeah,
they didn't
like
even have
colleges.
turf yet. Yeah, for real. They all kind of look like a community college, and
cool.
it would be really fucking dope to go there and shit. But you're right. I think it's the infrastructure for the earthquake.
I always say it like I'm a conspiracy theorist who figured something out, but like one that I could do was like, yeah, that's what it is. They wrote an article. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, they've talked about it plenty of times.
I start going up like, oh, they know the Cascadia subduction zone's about to go off.
They know
any day now. So
We all
they
do.
know. So they're rebuilding the high schools because they know. And then he was just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
we all know.
So do we. Yeah, we all know.
What are you talking about,
They
dude?
literally just had it in the news yesterday.
Stop smoking weed, drinking all that coffee.
They
You know,
released
like-
this article and they showed how many Portland buildings wouldn't be able to withstand like a 7-point earthquake,
and
basically.
That might
Like, oh, we're gonna get worse than
Yeah.
that. We're looking at 10 or 11.
not 10 or 11. I think it's like 7 or 8.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think we're looking between 9 and 10.
Because it comes. Do you know where the Cascadia subduction zone is? It's like right off on the coast of the ocean. You know what I mean?
Okay, there's that one, and then there's a few different fault lines that
Some
are
over
there.
here?
Yeah. There's because there's a San Andreas fault that runs up, and then there's that one that's off into the ocean, and then there's another one that runs like right by us, and I can't remember what the name of it is. But there's another, like, it's all fucking ready to slip at any moment. I know, it's crazy.
I need to write more jokes about this. I like letting people know about it. You know, 'cause we try to forget. I try to forget.
Yeah, but yeah, what would you do, man? Like, what would be the first thing you would do if it really just like fucking boom, it's on?
Cannibal. I'm a cannibal instantly. I'm making ear necklaces. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing the damn thing.
Oh my god!
As soon as I have an opportunity.
It's like that was just he had that in the fucking chamber.
I've been waiting.
Cannibal, like done.
Every time. No, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I need to get. I've been talking about this. I need a survival kit. I need some water.
That's a clip right there, bud.
It is.
That's the clip right there.
That's a good one.
That's a fucking great one.
No, maybe you got a survival kit in here.
Yeah, I got a survival kit. I have a go bag.
A go bag.
Yeah.
Because your favorite movie is Goodfellas.
Why is that? What does that have to do with it?
I don't know. He was ready for the helicopter or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it kind of works.
That helicopter's been following.
Yeah,
Get
grab
the
the go
fuck
bag.
out of here.
No, I need to get me something. I want like a little axe in there or something.
Yeah, I have a hatchet.
Yeah,
I have, and I have a machete too.
Shit.
Yeah. Do you want to see it?
Yeah. What you got?
Yeah, give me a second. I'll grab it for you. Right now.
That's your go bag?
Yeah, this is my go bag.
It's a big ass go bag.
Well, it's got literally everything in there. I could start a whole new life with that bag. This is the hatchet, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a Gerber.
A Gerber.
I fucking cut down trees with that fucking thing.
Gerber, like the baby brand?
No, like the knife brand, like the blade brand.
Thought maybe they did.
That would be crazy if it was the same company.
It's cool. It's got a little saw on it.
Yeah,
This is great.
but honestly, the that one works okay for like like if you're kind of making like notches for something. But actually, in reality, the blade, what I like to do is just fucking find like a a tree that's maybe like that big, and then just start chopping at an angle. Yeah, I've chopped entire trees down with that thing. And it's got a canteen right there, and then also in here. It's in right here. It's in a different spot.
Jesus Christ.
This is actually, if I ever need to ditch my pack, I have this thing right here, and it's inside a little bag, a little other backpack that could be also used for all sorts of other shit. You can literally use this to carry firewood and everything like that. And then inside here is a survival kit that I built myself.
I'm talking to you about survival kits and shit. I don't even know who I'm talking to. I got a life straw in my bed.
I got a life straw in here.
Oh,
I got a little river straw, and I have like
dope.
a few different fire starters. Got the bungee cord. This is a water sealed, like waterproof container. Got emergency blanket. There's the little carbon filter. The straws in there. I got a bunch. I got probably like 100 yards of paracord that are all tied up in a chain knot and then wrapped around.
All right.
And so I have an emergency blanket, windproof and stormproof matches, regular matches, a lighter. I got like a regular, like a hemp wick in there. I got a candle. I have a compass. I got like 2 knives, a knife sharpener, magnesium and flint. I have like 4 different fire starter things on here.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. So that way also if like, it's like I'm in a fucking situation, I have to ditch my pack. I can grab this.
Okay.
And then this, it basically weighs nothing.
I didn't realize you're a teammate now. End times come. You're a fucking teammate.
I'm a good person to have because also here in the near future, actually, like now that I'm getting caught up on life and shit. Now that I'm getting caught up on life and shit, I'm actually going to be working towards getting my pilot's license.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I've talked about it a couple times on the podcast, but I want to get my first actual. They call it a. Fuck, I'm really stoned right now. There's like a certain name for it. Basically, it's your first time going up, and then they let you fly the plane with them, and it's like, and they also count it towards your hours of flying. So if you decide to get your pilot's license, you have that right there.
You're ready to get the fuck out of here.
Well, the funny thing is the reason I wanted to get my pilot's license is only because I saw a video on YouTube, and it was of a family that took a family trip in their airplane, and I'm like, that's goals, fucking RV, let's hop in the Cessna and let's go somewhere, like that's fucking dope.
So it has like wholesome roots. Okay.
Yeah, and it's really that's the big reason why, and also I just want to be able to take my friends and shit, but. Yeah. With the fact if shit ever hits the fan,
the fuck out of here.
You're gonna want the guy with the go bag of the airplane.
If I have like a little Left 4 Dead squadron of 4 people, I want you on that team.
Shake and bake, my friend.
Yeah, that's badass. No, okay, hold on. Let me circle back. But no, I started doing comedy when I was 18.
Yeah.
18.
That's fucking awesome, man.
I was, like, living in
Tell me
Eugene.
about your first open mic that you went to.
I remember I was just gonna go watch. I was in Eugene, and they had an open mic in the college. It was like a pizza shop in the college, and they had, I don't know, like I have the picture of like I saw it written on a whiteboard or something. Open mic this Wednesday, and I got the picture.
Oh,
so I
okay.
can see exactly when I even decided to go.
Oh, okay.
I just remember I just went to watch with my friend, and everybody sucked.
Okay.
It was easy as shit. Like, what are they even doing up there?
Yeah.
And yeah, it went pretty well. I don't even know what I said. I said something about like a flaccid sword. It'd be hard to sheath. Like a.
That is kind of a funny concept, actually.
Shit like that. I don't even know what I said. It was something like that. And
That's
then I made fun
amazing.
of someone's tattoos, but that's all I remember. I just remember it went okay. And I was
Nice.
like, I can do this.
That's fucking dope. Tell me about the first time you bombed.
Oh. I was doing it once a week in Eugene. And I came back to Portland. And I had my 2 friends, and I was feeling good because I've been killing it in Eugene with all like, and it was like a low key mic. It was the only mic I could go to because I was underage. So it was just a bunch of college kids. Like there was no like veteran comedians really. So I thought I was cold. I thought I was good. And then I came back to Portland. I was like, come on, guys. I got my 2 best friends. I was like, come on, guys, come watch me do comedy. I'm killing it. I'm great. You know? So we went to an open mic. It was my first open mic in Portland. And then I went up like really late. There weren't that many people there. And I remember like I just had my hat low, and I had it low so the audience could.
Oh, come on, Lucas. I thought you were killing it. You're great. Why
No,
would you
I
need
got
that, buddy?
It was a really intimate room. I got
I was gonna
nervous.
say, that's
as
a
fuck.
huge mistake.
I got nervous as fuck, and I just like wore my hat low so I couldn't even make eye contact with the audience. I just bumbled through my jokes. It was so bad in front of my 2 friends who I like hyped myself up to. My 2 best friends. It was rough.
That sucks.
It was
dude.
rough as fuck. But that's probably top 3 worst bombs. That first one. But you know what's interesting though is the host of that guy. He stopped doing comedy for 2 years, and he just came back. And the host that brought, he like kind of roasted me a little bit after, but then he like encouraged me, like keep coming back, keep doing comedy. You know, it's cool. Man.
Yeah.
And then I brought him to the stage at Dante's.
That's fucking dope,
Full
man.
circle,
Totally full circle,
Oh, it
bro.
felt good, you know?
That is really cool, bud.
Yeah, it's cool to talk about. That chapter just closed. It felt like
That is fucking sick. That's also going to be a clip right there, too.
Because that bomb hurt. That shit was. I was just quiet.
It fucking stings, bro. The first time I ever went up, dude, I bombed harder than a Boston Marathon, bro. It was really, really bad. And it was like, and I remember also like, it was like, because it was here in Portland, so it was a fairly woke crowd. And I remember I cracked this one joke, and it killed at the social club. It murdered at the social club.
Okay.
But then this was over at the Fun House. It was on their Wednesday mic they used to have.
Shit. Okay.
And so I went to that one my first time. Didn't tell nobody except for my lady, and that was it. And so I was like completely by myself. Didn't know any comedians or anything like that. And then I told this joke, and this one chick called me ambiguously racist because I did a Russian accent. And I was like,
Could you even be racist to Russians?
I know,
They're
right?
white.
I was like,
They're
one.
pretty much
Also,
white.
it's like by my fucking. I had family that came from Russia. I mean, they were fucking Jews, but they were, you know, they lived in Russia, and
That's
it was a Russian gangster that I met, and the story fucking kills every time because it was a guy that used to come into the store my friend worked at. He worked at a plaid pantry, and this guy used to come in and always buy like whole books of scratch hits, like, and he was like, you know, fucking dressed to the nines, Cadillac, jewelry, and drove a fucking like, you know, really nice car, and like he was like a character on Grand Theft Auto for real, 100%.
Fun
And
to
then
meet
he
that
used to
guy.
come in, and one time we finally asked him, we're like, bro, you gamble all the fucking time, but we don't really see you actually cash them in. Do you ever actually win? And he was like, you know, sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but my gambling cost me 3 marriage.
Fuck, I
was
forgot
like,
you were good at accents.
I was like, holy fuck, you lost 3 wives to your gambling? He said, yeah, they come to me and say it's either me or gambling, so I say, fuck pussy, I buy scratch hits.
Let's go. That's hilarious.
Dude, right? That story fucking kills every single time I say it because it's also 100% true.
Yeah, that lady doesn't understand. You can tastefully do Russian and Italian accents. in
Oh,
comedy,
for
and it's
sure.
fine.
Yeah,
They're white
definitely.
guys.
Definitely. Right. Yeah. And it's like but then when I went to, because I went to that one and then I went to the one that was at the one that's next to the Baghdad. There's like a bar that's there. I want to say it's called like the lamp or the lamp light or something like that.
Like the White Owl.
No, maybe it's by,
Like
maybe not the
Silver
Baghdad.
Club?
Maybe it's by the Aladdin. It's right there off of Powell.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, there's that theater that's right off of Powell. I think it might be the Aladdin. I'm not sure, but anyway, like there was a bar that was next to there, and Jake Silverman hosted the mic that was there, and so I went there, and that time I actually did fairly okay because I did like this Alan Rickman impression that fucking murdered, and so he was.
You were good at impressions.
Oh, thank you, bro. I
I'm
appreciate
so
it.
bad at impressions. It's ridiculous.
You got to find one that matches your voice closely. But let me just finish that story real quick.
please do,
But
yeah.
I was really inspired to want to try it again because also Jake Silverman gave me some serious props because
Yeah, that's dope.
like first he fucked up on my last name and then whenever I went up there and did it, got like a handful of laughs and got off, he was even like, bro, that was fucking awesome. And then he was like, this is only your second time doing this? And I was like, he's like, that's dope, man. Come back out. And I was like, that's sick because he's funny as fuck.
Yeah, I
So
respect the look out of him.
dude,
There's a
funny
lot.
people, when they tell me I'm funny, I'm like, oh, cool. Thank you, bud. Like,
That's
I
what gets you
really
going.
respect that for sure. But what were we talking about before you were saying something I was talking about? The accent.
impressions?
So you got to find one that matches your voice. You just got to find one
There's
that.
Yoda.
All right.
There we go.
You got the grunt down. I feel like if you were, as weird as it sounds, I feel like if you were to really try, you would probably be really good at a Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin.
Yeah. Because you just gotta talk at the side of your mouth.
You're gonna talk at the same.
You like and got that Boston accent. Like
All I do is disappoint people when I do impressions.
All I do is disappoint
All I
people.
do is fucking disappoint because people they expect me to be good at it.
I was
Like,
always
you know,
that guy that was just for some reason I have the gift of gab and my voice it's very I can flip it in many different ways. And when I was younger, I used to go to parties all the time, and I'd go to these house parties, and there would be people that would be on the regular at these parties with us because we were kind of like this big group that would throw these parties, and random people would come, but there was always a pocket of us that were always there. This guy comes in, and he was like, it was always him and a handful of other people. They'd be like, dude, do walk in. Like,
you do got a good Christopher.
like,
You really do.
yeah, but it's so overplayed though.
Yeah.
Like everybody's got a good walk in.
Yeah.
You know, and mine's kind of like the thing I mastered the most was the whisper of walk in.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, it's like, you know, sometimes
God damn.
it's crazy, and then you do this, and then you bring it down a lot. That's what I wanted to get good at.
If I could do that shit, bro, I'd be the best comedian out here. I'd be amazing.
One time I made my sister laugh because I called and she was like, can you leave me a voicemail with your Alan Rickman impression? So I acted like a sales rep for Maybelline, the makeup company. I was like, hello, this is Alan Rickman calling from Maybelline, calling with a sale we have on lip gloss and eyeshadow.
It's better because I got you in the headphones. It's like you're right there. It's like Alan Rickman.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
So take
insane.
off the headphones real quick and see the difference. It's way different. I know, right? Isn't it way better with the headphones on?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some special earbuds for Zane Thomas because he doesn't like the headphones on his afro. So, and I was like, and I respect that.
He'll
It's
walk out looking different.
It's got like a little, like it's like a weird like double pompadour.
Yeah, man, I don't know what that'd be. Your new look.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a double pompadour because it doesn't start like low and then go high, but it also doesn't go backwards either. It's like boop. It's yeah. But the one when I was at the social club, because I'm developing also a Jesse Ventura impression.
Jesse Ventura, I don't know.
You know, Jesse Ventura. He was on. He used to be a pro wrestler. He was the governor of Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
You know, Jesse Ventura.
That's gonna hit.
He also
for
was
some
in
people.
Predator. He was the one that's like, I don't have time to bleed.
Oh shit! Which one in Predator?
He was the one that he had the fucking the mustache.
Like the handlebar mustache.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And he was like the big white dude, and that he was the one that was like they were. Yeah, he said that, and it was a famous line in there. He's like, I don't have time to bleed.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, and
I'm sure it's good.
I did it at the fucking social club, and it murdered, especially amongst the comics.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, why don't you tell me what that was when I was riding with the Mongols Motorcycle Club?
I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
being confused on the side. Like they love
Like,
that.
It fucking did really, really well there. And then that one guy always wanted me to do my dice. That's what he started calling me. He was like, "Hey, what up, dice?" Because I always had the leather jacket on. And so I did that one time just to fucking warm up to the mic. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, I love dice.
Yeah.
I did a dice impression that fucking killed. But most of my that accent that I can do with the dice is actually mostly an impression off of a teacher that I had. Because I used to, when I was in high school, I was actually training to become a firefighter, and it was something I was really, really interested in. I'd still do it if they had let firefighters smoke, which they're kind of right on the corner of right now. And so, but he was like straight from Jersey, and he still had his Jersey accent. And then he would like fucking talk to us, and he'd be like, "Listen, guys." He's like, I don't work. He's like, I'm not like a regular teacher. I was battalion chief to Walton Valley Fire and Rescue. Worked 33 years on the job. I'm not going to treat you guys like students. I'm going to treat you guys like fucking firefighters. You understand?
That's dope.
That it'd be like whenever we'd get in trouble, he'd be like, "Hey, Loeb, drop down and give me 20." Like it fucking full turnout gear, SCBA tank on your back, and sit there and fucking doing push-ups and full firefighter gear when we're like juniors in high school.
That's badass. Did you like a more strict teacher than like a loose teacher?
I liked a teacher who didn't fuck around, but I could still joke with.
Yeah.
That was my perfect balance. If it was like they were too loosey goosey, I felt like I usually failed those classes,
wouldn't do shit.
or they just wouldn't give a fuck. Like sometimes they would be so strict once they realized that I don't operate that way. They would just stop fucking caring. They'd be like, all right, whatever. I don't give a shit. I've had a couple teachers almost give up on me in high school. They were like, whatever. I had one. We had such a beef all through high school. It was my chemistry teacher. We fucking hated each other. But it was like a mutual respect, but we didn't like one another.
Yeah.
And one time I was failing miserably through the whole fucking year. And eventually he just got fed up with it. And then one day he pulled me aside after class and he was like, "Joe, I know you're not dumb. I know you can do this. You just don't care about it." He's like, "If I give you one problem and you solve it in front of me with no paperwork, no nothing, then I'll give you a C in this class."
Damn.
And I was failing through it the whole fucking year. And I was like, all right, give it to me.
Damn.
And then he was fucking pulled it up and it was like a chemistry titration fucking formula that I had to flip over and balance and shit. And I just looked at him, all right. And I just handed it over to him. He's like, "I fucking knew it." That's exactly what he said. He's like, he was kind of like, "You son of a bitch."
If I would have did the same show, I did it hella confident too. He would have been like, "I fucking knew it."
Yeah, 100%.
He's an idiot. He's been stupid the whole time.
He's been stupid the whole time. Turns out you're not smart. Get the fuck out of my class.
Yeah, no, I would have failed that shit. It would have been bad. No, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, but I mean, he was the battalion chief. I mean, Chief Katz. He was fucking awesome. He was like he had a joke that he used to say. It's like I'm half Jewish, half Italian. I'm what you would call in the 50s a Jew-wop. I was like, that's fucking amazing.
That's good. I like that.
Dude, isn't that great? He used to
it's
crack
hilarious.
jokes like that, and he would let us like fuck around too. And we used to shoot the shit with one another, and we'd fuck with each other, and we'd shoot shit back to him. It would be like, "You do this yourself. We weren't so fucking old," like saying shit like that, and we'd like bust his balls, and he'd bust ours. And remember, this was right around the time where I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry came out. You know that movie?
I do know that.
Since they play firefighters, we all were very familiar with the movie, and we all fucking loved it. And one time we were like doing something in class, and then sometimes he would make the students answer the phone because he didn't feel like getting up. 100%. He'd be like, "Hey, get that for me." and then we would we like one time one of the guys, he was like, "Hey, Costanzo, go get that." And then he gets up, walks over to that's one of the kids in the class. He's like, he walks over to the phone, he picks it up, he's like, "Balls and wieners." When we're in school. And he was like, "Give me the fucking phone." And then it was fucking great. And like there'd be times his cell phone would ring just in the middle of class, and he would just take the call. Like, yeah, when he was talking to people on the phone, you could really hear his accent come out even more. It was
probably talking to his people. That's what.
I don't know who he would be talking to, but then he would like, be like, his phone would go off. He'd be like, "Hold on a sec." He'd be in the middle of teaching us something. He's like, "All right, hold on." He's like, "Hello." He's like, "Hey, what's up? How's it going?" "No, I can talk. What you doing?" And we're all just kind of chilling. And then he would just kind of be like, "Write you guys as terms or definitions or something." And then we'd kind of be like, "The fuck does that mean?"
That's a
we weren't
teacher.
doing anything.
That's a dope class.
Because what he said, he was like, "I'm going to treat you guys like firefighters. You got if I'm telling you to hold on, hold the fuck on."
Yeah.
But we'd get punished for stepping over the ladder. There were all sorts of like little weird things. If you were the last to put on your turnouts, you had to do push-ups. Like he would like, so you'd never want to be that way. But we were at a point where we'd be able to put on like fucking full turnout gear, from being fully clothed with our shoes on to being fully like gear bunkered up with turnouts and an SCBA on in like 45 seconds to like a minute and a half. Like we'd be able to get it on like that.
Yeah, sure.
And it was cool because we had all the gear. We had our own fire engine. We'd go to the training center and flow water and shit. We'd do actual drills. The craziest part was when we were practicing search and rescue. This is something people don't realize when you're training to be a firefighter that you have to do. And when they literally make you in full turnout gear, and they make you crawl through a maze, and you can't see anything. Damn. Your mask is completely blacked out. It's supposed to simulate being lost and smoked. Yeah, being like trying to find your way through a house and shit like that, and not get snagged on things. There'd be like hooks and wires and drop offs and all sorts of things that could fuck you up and get you all disoriented and shit. I hated that because sometimes you would crawl through a space where you're literally like, it only has enough room for your body and your SCBA, and you're like crawling through like a small tunnel, like completely in turnouts and shit. Really, if you're claustrophobic, you're not gonna be able to do it because.
I love how you were fully prepared to just be a hero until you found out like, wait, I can't smoke weed though.
Yeah, it was also yeah.
Never mind, man. It's not dope. I'm good.
No, well, I still want to do it, but the whole point is that I was still smoking weed when I was still beating everybody in the class in certain drills. It was like, if I'm still able to hold my shit, and it was the way that the different communities treated me for smoking and for wanting to be a firefighter. So like the weed community, once they found out that I wanted to be a fireman, they're like, "That's fucking dope." All my stoner friends were like, "That makes sense. I could totally see you being a firefighter. Like that totally makes sense." And they were all fucking psyched for me. But then once my firefighter friends found out I smoked weed, I was this fucking loser all of a sudden. And I'm like, bro, I was like, I'm attaching the fucking hose to the hydrant faster than you are. Yeah. Like, I got that shit down in 45 seconds to when I was able to be on the engine and then do the whole drill and shit. And I'm like, and I was fucking stoned before almost every class. and I was doing that shit while I was ripped. And that was like high school ripped. So I was extra fucking baked. It wasn't like my tolerance is now.
You definitely were. But you know, it doesn't affect performance too much if you're used to being high.
Yeah, for sure. But I was able to go in there, do my shit, rock the fucking class. And then, but right now, they're already on the progress of it right now. I talked about it on Zane Thomas's podcast. The FDNY over in New York they're the first fire department to not test for cannabis.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm like, dude, I don't take anything else anyway. So fucking go ahead and test me for weed. And it doesn't make sense that firefighters can't, because I don't know if you know this, but a firefighter's schedule is normally 24 on and 48 off.
Yeah, damn.
So they have 48 hours off. There's no reason why they shouldn't be able to smoke weed during those 2 days they're at home.
They deserve to smoke.
100%. It's like, why can I inhale that smoke but not the smoke I want to inhale?
I was trying to put that into my, like, put it together.
And it sucks because a lot of them get addicted to pain medication. A lot of them become alcoholics. There's a high divorce rate and alcoholism rate in the fire department. Like it's because they deal with so much on the job that they're not able to cope with it in a more healthy way. Yeah. They're either doped up on meds or they're fucking drinks.
That's why it's always weird, you know, like you can get drunk every day after work.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And don't get me wrong, I love to get drunk. It's fun. I love drinking, but it's still like it's way worse than weed, and I acknowledge that as a drinker.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's weird how those things are, you know, fucking basically put in like they're not really put in the same category, but Like they're like one's so much worse and it's accepted, and then weed's all of a sudden like man, like it doesn't make any fucking sense. And but once local fire departments over here don't test for cannabis anymore, I'm all in. Let's do it. Yeah. Like I'm still fucking ready to go, and I'm more mature now than I was when I was younger. So now I'm more like knowing that I want to do it. Yeah, you know, because if I would have gone into the job right after high school, I probably would have only lasted a few years. Yeah, because I was like, I don't fucking think I want to do other shit because I'm also that type of person. I like to learn lots of things.
Yeah, I get stressed out when because I worked at UPS. I was a UPS driver for like a year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I just remember like I was like 20. Started when I was 22.
That's so weird because I just saw a UPS driver that looks like you.
Yeah, it might have been me. Maybe I'm still going. Maybe there's a little. Maybe we broke off. I don't know. But I did it for a year. And I just remember one time someone said like, "Man, you're gonna be able to retire when you're like 40. That's dope. You started so young." And I just remember like, when I heard 40, I was like,
yeah,
I don't want to be 40.
Hell no.
It made me quit. Maybe like, I gotta fuck. Made my heart beat when he said it. Like,
now I'm 32, and I think if I could retire in 8 years, that'd be sick.
It would be.
It's like,
no,
wow.
I fucked up.
That's before my daughter's 18. Fucking hey, that's dope.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
And I'm already retired, and then she gets out of the house, and boom, complete freedom.
No, it'd be way better. I made a lot of money too, but now I'm just a comedian, I guess. I'm an open micer who gets booked sometimes.
Yeah, but you're enjoying it, man.
No, I love it, though.
And
honestly, it was a cool decision.
The whole fucking environment about stand-up comedy is so much fun because the times that I've done the open mics that I have done, I got fucking so hooked on it. That's why I wanted to keep coming out. And I tried to keep going after like you ended up leaving the social club. And I was like, I wanted to keep going and shit, but it was like it was like, you know, it was not the same. Yeah. It definitely just wasn't the same for sure. I'm excited to go out with you. Yeah. Like I want to fucking go out with
It's like a guild, you know. Like I can go. Yes. I feel like I can go anywhere over the world, and I can explore any city through comedy.
Yes,
and I got like my tribe is there. Anywhere you go,
100%.
Go to an open mic,
and that was what I already fucking got with it because like when I was at the social club, that was my first time really actually kicking it with comics because the open mics that I had done before, I was just by myself, and I was kind of that lone wolf in the corner that would just do my thing, you know. But then when I got to like hang out with the comics and shit like that, I fucking loved it. The camaraderie that's amongst comedians because we're all really fucked up individuals. Yeah. You know,
everybody's got wild shit to talk about. It's
exactly. Fun. And like, you know, you never see a normal person that wants to do stand-up comedy.
No, probably not.
Or that,
hell no.
Or not that's like good at it at least.
I mean, I suppose it's a weird decision to make. But you know, I've been all around. I've gone to Salem, Seattle, Phoenix, and Vegas.
Yeah, you've just I was gonna say you've done a few cities recently, man. Which one do you think had the most like fun scene that you were a part of?
Phoenix was dope.
Phoenix
has 5 comedy clubs.
5, nice.
And I got up at 3. I did all black rooms. They have a lot of all black rooms.
Nice.
I did it like 200 people were at one.
That's crazy, bro.
Woo, it was stressful. I did good though. It was pretty fun.
Nice.
It was cool.
That's what's up.
They got good shows out there. And so it's like comedy clubs hit different too. You know, they make like the laughs echo off the walls or something. You know, it's fun though. It's a good scene. Las Vegas was crazy.
Dude, yeah, you were ripping on Vegas in that one video.
That's the energy, though. That's what you got to match their energy.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It worked.
They were laughing.
They loved it.
Yeah,
psychos. They're funny people, though.
Yeah,
because you got to everybody's fucking.
Were you at Wise Guys?
No, that one I was at it. The open mic started at midnight and it went till 5 a.m.
Damn, that's a true open mic.
Yeah, I went up at like 3 a.m. but it was fucking.
And that's the one where you'd go out to breakfast after you're done and shit. What? Like, that sounds amazing, bro.
I said, "Give it up for your host," and they just looked at me like, "What the fuck?"
That's not how it is here, bud.
What is wrong with you people?
Have you not done a comedy show before?
It was funny though. I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool.
Nice, that's dope, man. Because I wanted to try it out there too.
And I did another open mic where the host will heckle you after 2 minutes. He has a mic and he'll just start heckling you. He just kept saying your dick looks big in those shorts just to throw me off. Which is a compliment. I was like, thank God, but come on, dog. Let me.
So you should have thrown it back at him and be like, that's what your mom thought too.
That'd have been dope. I think I just kept trying. No, it was a cool open mic. It's really cool. It's called the Comedy Dojo.
Nice.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, he's a esteemed comic too.
Nice.
He was a Kill Tony host actually.
No shit.
Ty Rivera.
It sounds really familiar, actually.
I think he was like one of the last hosts.
That's fucking cool, man.
It was cool, and I had him talking shit to me. I was like,
that is fucking dope, man. Kill Tony is such a perfect show.
It is.
Like it is like think of how many fucking comedians have really starting to blown up from that show. It's
It's a platform for
crazy,
people.
dude. Especially fucking Hans Kim. His
dope.
fucking rise has been crazy. I've been watching it since the very beginning.
I like David Lucas a lot.
Dude, David Lucas is a
Crazy.
savage.
Oh,
he's
he's
a
good.
monster, dude. He just cracked one of the funniest jokes the other day to fucking Tony Hinchcliffe. Their roast at each other.
That's what I go
That's
and watch.
dude. It's fucking amazing. He was like, he said to Tony Hinchcliffe, he's like, "You look like you bought baby carrots just to suck on them."
And then when you're done sucking them, you put them in your butt. Like, yeah.
Oh my
good
god, it's fucking so good. He's a fucking monster, and William Montgomery is
He's good,
amazing
too.
too, dude. Austin seems like it would be such a fun fucking
It's
place
like
to
the new
go.
LA for comedy. It's for
Oh,
everything.
for sure, man. It's fucking popping down there, and it's mostly because Rogan went down there.
No,
like,
everybody went. Joey Diaz, Rogan, I think Tom Segura.
no, Joey Diaz is in Jersey.
Jersey,
Yeah, maybe he's moving to Austin. I don't know.
But a bunch of comics went.
Yeah,
down, They brought a
shitload.
whole comedy scene.
They brought a huge comedy scene down there, and I'm excited to try it out sometime down there. That'd be sick. We got to go to Kill Tony.
Yeah,
That would be a
We
fun
probably won't
trip.
get up, but it'd be fun to go.
Who knows?
Yeah, who
Dude,
knows?
who knows, bro? I mean, that's
I
what
wanna try.
that's what everybody's probably thought. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm not going to get up
And then
there."
You have to go up. And
Like, just imagine that. Imagine Tony Hinchcliffe just saying your name, and you're like,
oh, your heart would drop.
"Dude,
Fuck.
for real!"
All right,
I would
shit.
literally shit my own stomach.
You just gotta deliver that minute. I deliver that minute with intent. I'd be excited.
Do you have a minute ready to go for that moment?
Yeah.
Nice.
I know it. I'd cobble together my favorite jokes. I'd get hard hitting jokes, punchlines.
But we would have to stay until at least like Friday, just in case one of us got on the secret show.
yeah, that'd be crazy.
You know, or it's just in
cool.
case someone got on the secret show.
Yeah,
It's like
you-
we got to stay.
You gotta body it. You know,
Yeah,
so
exactly,
you gotta
bro.
body that set.
Can you imagine that? That would be fucking nuts. I think about that all the time
Yeah.
because I really want to get out and do more open mics. Are you going tonight?
I'm going to Turn today. It's hosted by Juan Denmark.
Oh, yeah, I know Juan.
Yeah, he said he's gonna get me like you can get like 15 minutes, like 20 minutes.
Fuck,
So I'm just gonna make a big list of new jokes.
that's dope, man.
It's fun to
What
try.
time is it the mic tonight?
I think it starts like 5:30.
5:30.
5:30.
Oh shit! I don't
Early
think
mic.
my
No,
girl won't be off by then.
I've heard it's an interesting. There's not that many people in there.
Hmm.
Probably just me telling my jokes to like Juan and 3 other comics. And
That's
the
cool, though.
bartender. No, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a
sometimes
workshop.
that's the name of the game, you know.
Yeah, I'm here
Exactly.
for it. I don't give a fuck.
I want to try that one that's at the golf center here in Oregon City.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's fun.
Have you gone to that one?
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude! Hit me up next time you're there, bro. I'm literally right up the road from there.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. I remember I went and I was talking about like Dan Weber, right?
Mhm.
Dan Weber beat me in the PFP comedy thing in the Portland's Funniest Contest. And then like I went to that open mic the next week, and then he went up first, and I went up second, so I had to follow him. And the mics broke. The power went out that day.
Oh shit!
Power went out there. So Dan Weber did a set with no mic, and everyone was excited to see it. Like, oh my god, what's he gonna do? And he just did it with the mic anyway. The mic didn't work, and he just kept talking. Everyone thought it was hilarious. And then I went up, and everybody just went back to their business. Like,
No.
people just went back to hitting golf balls, eating pizza, walked away, and I was just talking to myself with no mic, like yelling.
Somebody look at me, please.
That was my last experience there. But it is cool. You get to hit the golf balls.
And you get free pizza too.
For pizza.
I'm always down for free pizza.
Yeah.
And Pioneer Pizza's fucking dank too.
Yeah, no, it's good.
That's a good pie. That's a
Yeah.
really good pie. One thing I like to get from everybody on the podcast, and since it's your first time here, man, tell me about the first time you ever got high.
Oh shit. Was it in a bathroom? I want to say. I feel like I was like 13, 8th grade. And I think I smoked a blunt.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I smoked a blunt with 3 of my friends because my friend had already been smoking. My friend had been smoking since like 6th grade. He
Oh,
was
shit,
already,
nice.
He was getting high all the time since 6th grade.
Nice.
You
That's
know,
what's
so
up.
and then me and my friend didn't smoke till 8th grade, and I just remember we were at Bloomington Park, which is like a block away from my house. Like my mom literally could have walked down the street and seen me, but we were just like tucked away in the little bathroom.
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
smoked.
Oh, nice.
I remember. I don't know. There's nothing like getting high when you're young though. It's like it reminds me of like doing psychedelics a little bit. You know?
Oh, those first experiences are very, very almost psychedelic.
yeah,
100%.
Because you like exaggerate it in your head. Even I remember I'm like a cartoon right now. Like
Yeah.
'cause
Well,
you're stupid too.
It's more like you ever see A Scanner Darkly?
Uh-uh.
The animation on that movie is a fucking trip, and it's kind of like that. Like
Yeah.
that's what everything was like for me the first times I ever smoked.
Yeah, like weed isn't like that. I don't even know why it was like that.
No, but it is the first times. I
It
think
is,
you know
yeah.
it can get. It's just really, really intense. I remember this fucking. I remember this one time. Like I looked up at my friend one time, and literally, like it could have been a combination of me moving my head and just the fact that I was lit. His whole face literally just like went, like stretched like that, and I was like, "Whoa!" And it was like for a split second. but we were like ultra fucking big.
Because weed's like classified as a psychedelic, isn't it? Like a low rate psychedelic.
Maybe. I mean, not if you smoke it enough and you've taken real psychedelics.
Yeah, no, definitely. Now it's
Do you
not.
like psychedelics?
I've tried them recently. I've done mushrooms recently.
Nice. What'd you think? Tell me about that experience,
Because I hated
bro.
it the first time I did it. I did it with my girl at the time. I was with my girlfriend, and I did a big one. It was like a Mario mushroom. It was like red and white. It was right. I remember looking at it like, this is not a good idea.
No, those are fucking
It was
scary,
bad.
bro.
I ate it, and she ate one, and she just fell asleep. And I remember like she was kind of talking to me while she just had her eyes closed. I remember like I was nervous to talk to her. Like I felt like I was talking to girls like when I was a freshman in high school. And it was like my girlfriend of like 8 months, and I was terrified of her. I was bombing. I forgot how to be funny. I remember like grabbing my throat, like my funny is gone.
My funny is gone.
I was bombing in front of my girlfriend for like fucking hours. It felt like
Shit,
I was
bro.
like, fuck this. Let's watch a cartoon. I put on Space Dandy, which is an anime.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought it's like a silly anime. It's funny, and we were watching it, and there was like a scene where like an alien tries to fuck Space Dandy, and I was like, "What is going on right now?" I was losing my mind, but I couldn't move. I couldn't grab the controller to change it, so I was just watching. Oh my god!
Fuck, dude.
It was bad. I felt like I was like, but then I did mushrooms like by a creek, just put my feet in the water.
Pause that for a second. Anyway,
My bad.
your second time doing
Oh
mushrooms.
yeah, I did mushrooms, and I just went to a creek with some of my friends, with my boys, and I just put my feet in the water.
That's why it was such a good time.
It might have been.
Yeah. Well, you had, like, taking mushrooms with your lady is fun, but you have to be in like the right kind of environment for it.
I
you
don't. I think
know?
I got to be outside if I'm gonna do it. You know?
That's a lot of fun too. I'll always naturally find myself wanting to be outside.
Yeah.
Even if I'm inside for a minute, I'll be like, I'm gonna go out and explore my fucking, even if it's like my deck, and just
that's
just
dope.
to be outside.
That's what I've been working on, because I've always been like strictly against camping. You know, I thought camping was like backwards. Like, why did we spend all this time as a society building houses and shit?
Camping's the shit, man.
For me to
What
go,
do you?
I gotta go out here and live outside. We've been building to
Because
get
it
away from this
reconnects
for
you,
years.
man.
You know, and that's what I realized when I was mushrooms. I was looking at the trees, and I was like, you know what, these aren't that bad.
No, it's what it's what we're meant to do. That's why
Yeah.
that's why even to this day, when you're out in the wilderness and you're away from the city and there's none of that light pollution, and you look up at the stars and the way the sky is supposed to look, you're like, holy fuck.
It's crazy. That's
it
why-
humbles you.
That was the third. So the second time I was like, you know, I'm gonna go camping. And then the third, and then I went camping and then did mushrooms and just looked at the stars for hours.
That's amazing.
I
I
like
love
an epiphany too. Like you have an epiphany. doing
Well,
mushrooms
yeah,
and looking
it'll
at the
teach you
stars.
something, man.
It
Like
will.
when you do mushrooms, especially if you, it'll also slaughter your ego. So normally
Yeah.
that's a big reason why people have bad trips is because they go into it trying to fight it, and the mushrooms like, you're not in charge, bitch.
Yeah.
Like you better buckle up, otherwise you're not going to enjoy this ride at all.
That's why it's cool, because I had my ego slaughtered. I had my ego slaughtered multiple times.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I had so not multiple times. I had one really, really bad trip. Like one out of all of my experiences taking
Oh,
mushrooms.
I was just talking
only
about
had-
comedy. But
Oh yeah, that's
bad.
a good. Oops. That's a good point. But yeah, that'll definitely do it too. Like when you you have a joke that you think is hilarious and it just does nothing.
No, but continue. How would your ego get slaughtered?
But it was just a really, really bad mushroom trip because it was like, so I was taking these mushrooms, and normally for like those that haven't taken them before, because normally it's like a mountain, like you start and then you feel it coming on, you peak and then you come down. That's normally the flow of a mushroom trip. But this one was like, it was like a fucking, like an earthquake meter. Like it was like, and it was like going up, down, nothing, up, way down, way up, way down, nothing. And it was like, it was way all over the place. There was no homeostasis. And I remember originally our plan was to go to, we were going to go to see that movie, Rise of the Guardians. Have you seen that movie?
Rise of the Guardian.
It's actually a really dope
the
animated
Owl
movie.
movie?
No. It's basically about Jack Frost, Santa Claus,
Oh,
the
yeah,
Easter Bunny, and they got to go beat like the boogeyman.
Yeah,
I think
I
that's
got you
yeah.
now, yeah.
And so they have to beat him. We were going to go take mushrooms and go watch that movie, and it was at Wonderland. And I remember when we got to it, but it was weird because normally mushrooms take about an hour to kick in for me. And so we ate them when we hopped on the Max to go to Wonderland to go watch the movie. And so we ate them, and I remember being on the fucking Max and just being like, we all kind of looked at each other and we're like, holy fuck, I'm already starting to feel this. Like within seriously, like within 5 to 10 minutes, it was like that. Dude, for real.
I'd be intimidated. I'd be like, oh shit.
That's what we were like, what is this going to be like if we're already starting to feel it now? And we have about 8.5 hours left of this trip. Like, holy fuck, what kind of ride is this gonna be? And so and I remember when we got to Wonderland, we were all fucking like having the hallucinations. Like, this is when things were already starting to kind of like a wall, but it was also like it was there and gone, because there'd be times where you're sitting there and you're looking at something and it starts moving around and everything's fucking moving and popping, and it's like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden it's just like shoop, back to normal. And you're like, oh, that was quick. Wait a minute. And then it's back up. And then it's like, it just was on and off, on and off. We get to Wonderland. We're fucking tripping at this point, and there was like just a ton of kids around, and we were like, this is uncomfortable. Stressful. Like, this is weird.
Running
like
around.
We feel like we stand out. We feel like we're like a couple creepy guys who were just tripping on mushrooms to come to the movies.
I wouldn't even want to buy tickets.
We didn't. We were like, nope. Like, we got there, we didn't like the vibe, and we left. And then we decided that we were going to go see Jack the Giant Slayer at Clackamas Town Center. But when we were on the Max, both me and my buddy Tyler, because me and my buddy Tyler and my homeboy Eric, and we were, Tyler I haven't talked to in years. Eric's like my best friend. We were tripping on the Max, and me and Tyler started feeling like really uncomfortable. So we were like, hey, how about we walk, right? But we were fucking just tripping, didn't realize the distance that we already were. We're like, let's just get off at the next stop. And then Eric was like, no, let's go further. And then me and Tyler basically outvoted him, not realizing we got off at Gateway, trying to walk to Clackamas Town Center.
It was pretty bad.
It's a long fucking journey.
Like, people take mushrooms like, I want to do this, I want to do this on mushrooms, I want to do that. But I feel like just do mushrooms, just sit there, man.
Yeah, so we didn't have any plan. We just wanted to see the movie and see where it took us. We had no intention of going on this whole journey. So we just started walking the Springwater corridor, right? Not the Springwater corridor, the 205 bike path.
Yeah.
We got to Powell when we walked from Gateway to Powell, and then we went to that Taco Bell that's right around there. We popped in that Taco Bell, and I remember being in there, and the whole place, like, because this was right around when Taco Bell started using like the purples and like those colors and shit like that, and they have like those weird paintings in there. This whole place was like that, and we were fucking frying. And I remember my buddy Tyler, he just looks at me at one point, he's just like, do you want to get the fuck out of here?
Please,
and I was like, yes. And dude, because like the whole place felt so small. Like, it felt like the whole Taco Bell was like the size of this apartment, but all of the shit was like the same size it is. So it's like everything was like cluttered and combined and shit. But then when we went to go step by it, it was further away, and it was like everything felt like it was super close and just cluttered. So we just fucking left. Didn't even tell Eric, because Eric was going to get something to drink. He was up in line. We didn't even tell him. We just fucking left. We just got outside, waited for him, and he was like, where the fuck did you guys go? We're like, we couldn't handle it in there. Like, we needed to leave. And so we just decided that we were going to go to Eric's house instead. Keep in mind, this whole time, like, I'm not saying anything, but like, I was like having like panic attacks. I was starting to feel like anxiety all the time, because I had no feeling of like how the trip was going to go and shit. But then we got to his house, and the first thing I was thinking, I was like, I just need to lay down for a minute. That's all I needed to do. I just need to lay down and sit down and just be comfortable and just chill on a couch for a second. The second we got in his house, I went straight to his couch. I sat down, and immediately I had to stand back up because I couldn't be comfortable. Like, I wasn't comfortable standing. I wasn't comfortable laying down. I wasn't comfortable sitting. Like, there was no position to where I felt like I was actually comfy. And we decided to watch like this one YouTube video, and it's fucking trippy because it's this guy who's doing like this weird like dance, like slow motion dance thing to this dubstep version of Pumped Up Kicks. I'll show you the video after we're done with the podcast. It's fucking trippy to watch. And we started watching this video, and I remember like during the video, it's one guy, but it looked like it was like 4 people because the tracers were so intense. It almost looked like, you ever see like the Multiple Man, that one guy, he was like, he could like multiply himself, and you would like see it, like it was, what's that? Yeah, he was like a superhero. I can't remember, like, yeah, they think it was like the Multiple Man or something like that. He'd be able to split himself into multiple people, like as many as he wanted. And so he would, it was like that. It was like one portion would like basically freeze, and the guy would keep moving. And then like how they have that thing that there's certain apps that can do that now, to where it's like, it'll show like a video and it's like that, but it looks like it's like multiple people doing this fucking dance. And I remember all of us saw the exact same thing. And we were all like, does it look like there's multiple guys there? It was like, yeah. And then I remember asking Eric, because he's the one that knew the video. I was like, there's normally just one person, right? He's like, yeah, dude, that's one guy. And I'm like, why does it look like there's like 5? They were all like dancing together.
I need to go sit outside.
It was crazy. And then I decided, like, I finally was able to lay down for a minute, feeling very uncomfortable. And then all of a sudden, my buddy comes in. He was like, his wife was on her way home with the kids, and she can't know that we're on mushrooms. And I'm like, dude, look at our eyes. There's no fucking way. I remember I looked at myself in the mirror, and my eyes were fucking literally just black.
Yeah.
Like they were just no
Cheshire
color.
cat.
Dude, for real.
Yeah.
And I remember just like being like, holy fuck, dude, you are frying right now.
Yeah.
And I remember he got home, and I remember his fucking blinds were like purple and green, and they were fluttering into the glass, and it looked like they were fading like on the other side of the glass, and then it would seep back through and grow. And then like the squares and everything was like rounded and moving like this, and it like everything was like popping and swirling. And I've never tripped that fucking hard.
Yeah.
And I remember going to the bus stop, and I had to ride the bus from from 112th and Division all the way to 185th and Farmington and Beaverton, over way down in Aloha. And I had to ride TriMet while I was still tripping balls.
Damn.
And I remember getting on the bus. This was the weirdest thing, is I got on the bus, and I was like, normally I like to take mushrooms with people, right?
Yeah.
But I got on the bus, and I rode from 112th and Division all the way to Pioneer Square, to where I was going to hop on the Max. And I remember just being on the bus, and I had my hockey jersey on with a hoodie, and I just had my hood up, and I was just clutching my backpack, and I just kind of was like in a little ball in the corner of the bus.
Yeah.
And then I just looked up when I was finally ready to get off, and then I got off. But it was weird because the second I stepped off the bus, my trip was amazing.
Crazy.
Like everything just went really well all of a sudden. It was like once the energy shifted, I stepped off, and it was like just becoming dark outside, so it had that really sick blue color like in the sky, and it was like literally like kind of like this color blue. And it was like a little darker. And I remember in my head immediately that one song started popping in my head. It was literally playing, and it was like, I think I'll go for a walk outside. I remember just fucking frying on my way home, and I was walking home from the bus stop to my house, and I felt like I was walking on stilts. Like I was like fucking like 15 feet tall. Like, and I was like,
Satisfying.
bro, it was crazy. And I remember going home and deciding that I was gonna like just have a little fun. And normally like someone, because my family couldn't really know that I was tripping, otherwise they would have freaked out and been all bitchy about it and shit. So I was like, but I wanted to challenge myself to see how long I could go without them noticing. So I decided to start folding laundry while I was just tripping. Then I remember her being like, why is it taking us so long to fold that towel?
He's kept rapping.
I just kept like folding it, and then I would just kind of do this. I think maybe those mushrooms were maybe the same ones that you took when you had the bad trip.
Oh yeah, I
because those ones were apparently there's a really cool clip from Rogan about a guy who talks about those exact mushrooms, and they're the same ones. They're called like the Pantherina mascara. They call them the Panther Cap, is what they would call them. And these are the ones that the Viking berserkers would eat. Yeah, and it gets you stuck in a repetitive motion syndrome a lot of the times when you take them. So like it'll get you just to repeat something over and over and over and over again, not even realize that you're doing it. Like you get stuck in a loop.
Damn, that's what it felt like. It felt like I was in a loop. I thought I was in that room forever when I was on that fucking.
It could have been like it could have been like you were fucking. You could have also been doing one thing over and over again with nobody like without even noticing it. Yeah. And he was talking about how in that clip he was saying how he was like him and his friend took these mushrooms, and then it started really kick in like hard, and so then they decided to make their way back to their car. And he was like inside the car, and he's like, did I just drop my camera? And he just drops his camera, and he's like, oh no, I dropped my camera. Wait a minute, did I drop my camera? Oh no, I dropped my camera. And he literally was doing this over and over and over again.
Damn.
Yeah. And then just destroyed his shit and everything. Dude, yeah, it can be fucking, those ones are fucking scary. So be on the lookout for the ones with the spots.
I don't know about that. Do you like acid?
I've tried acid a couple times. For some reason, it didn't work on me.
I had a bad experience with acid.
Really?
Acid fucked me up. I remember it was with my girlfriend again.
Oh shit!
It was like
maybe you just shouldn't take psychedelics with your girlfriend.
What happened here was I worked like a 60-hour work week at UPS. I was busting my ass. It was during the pandemic. I'm delivering everybody's boxes.
Oh,
so I
for
got
sure.
Home, I was tired as fuck, and I had 3 tabs of acid, I think. And I had my girlfriend come over. I was like, let's do it. And I didn't know she had been drinking. So I didn't know she was drinking. I couldn't even tell she was drunk. So I took 2 tabs because I was like, fuck my life, and she took 1. And we went outside, and I was like smoking some weed. And then she got up and just threw up on the concrete. And I was at my dad's house. She threw up on the concrete in the backyard of my dad's house when my dad was upstairs sleeping.
Ooh, shit.
It was big, too, all of it. So she threw up the acid tab, too. So she didn't get high at all. She just threw up and then went to bed. I was like all sweating and fucked up. And then I got high as fuck. I was losing my fucking mind. I went knocked on my friend because my friend he was like my roommate at the time. He was living downstairs with me, and I was like, dude, I'm fucked up. And his eyes were hella big, and I remember they got bigger. And he was like, dude, you're going to be fucked. and then I was. It was bad. I had to clean up the vomit too.
Oh fuck!
cleaning up
While
the-
you're tripping on
Her
acid.
vomit was crazy. She ate like fucking Indian food.
Oh.
She ate Indian food. And I was like spraying it down with the hose, and like I remember looking into it. It looked like, you remember in Hercules when Hercules died and he was like going down the river Styx or whatever. You know?
Yeah.
There was souls in her shit. It was demons in her vomit. And I was spraying the vomit, and my dad came out. It was like 1 a.m, and my dad came out. He said, "What are you doing down there?" And I was like, This is one I'm really proud of. I was like, Dad, I read that you got to water your plants at night because the sun dries up the water. So I'm actually just watering the plants." And he was like, "Oh, good." And then went inside. I was like,
Nice work, buddy.
I just kept spraying it dead. I cleaned it. I cleaned the vomit.
That's fucking epic.
That's bad.
Way to recover though. That's
Yeah.
quick. Way to be on your feet.
I was high as fuck. I remember I played a video game. I was playing like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I remember it was just like rainbows spilling. It was like a rainbow waterfall spilling out of my TV. It was crazy. I was high as fuck.
That's
It was like
insane, bro.
movies, like when they make fun of how high people get. It was crazy. I was like walking through.
You're like, this
flower
is real.
fields.
This is actually how it is.
Oh, it was crazy as fuck. I called my friend just to have someone talk me through because she was just passed out. I was like,
You
patting
had a
her down.
complete break from reality, basically.
It was bad because I was alone. My girl was. She
I know.
passed
I was
out.
gonna say that even worse. I want to take mushrooms in Vegas.
I don't. I do not.
That would be so much fun.
I felt I was a target in Vegas. They saw me like, this dude is gonna give money up. I don't know, man. Vegas stressed me out. I feel
Oh
like-
yeah, what's it's like?
feel like-
Tell me what else you did other than just the comedy, man. How was?
I just stuck to comedy because I knew. Like, I went to a strip club though.
Oh,
Like,
yeah?
a limo just pulled up. It was like this slick dude. He was like a Jamaican dude in a suit. And he was like, "You like pussy?" And I was like,
Yeah. I don't want to be rude.
Yeah, because I just broke off with my friends at that point. And I was just alone. He just pulled up on me, said, "We can call a limo right now. We can go to a strip club." And then, the limo came, and then I got in, and I thought he was gonna get in with me. Like, I thought I made a friend. He's like, "Have a good time," and then he just shut the door on me, and it just took me to a strip club. A limo just took me to a strip club. I was like, "Fuck it, man. This is how it goes. This is how I go. Let's see where this goes."
Let's get up again with a random car in Vegas by myself. Be
yeah.
like, "You coming?" Oh, okay.
And then he just started driving.
Like
And
to
then
the strip club and starts just driving out to the desert.
he did. He just took me to like a brothel. It was a straight brothel. Shit was crazy.
So he took you outside of Vegas city limits then.
Yeah, it was a brothel. That shit was a fucking fuck club. It was crazy. I hung out there,
That's cool. That's what's up.
And I thought about it. I was like, maybe I'll fuck somebody in here, but no, I couldn't do it. I didn't have
No.
the money. I was like, I'm not.
Don't want to pay for that.
I just let them talk to me like, oh, yeah.
At least you
They were
just.
saying the nastiest shit I've ever heard anyone say.
I was gonna say at least you got an ego boost though.
That was fun. I was like, I'm gonna go back to my car, grab somebody. Like, you're gonna come back though, right? You're gonna come back, and then I'm gonna suck your dick. I'm gonna suck the shit out of your dick. And I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah, I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. And she's like, you're lying. I was like, no, baby, I love you. I'm not lying. I'll be right back. And then, I Ubered home.
And then my Lyft got there.
It was fun though. Vegas is wild.
You're like, are you Pedro? Okay, cool. Drive.
She's out front, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Throws
Like,
a fucking stiletto heel at the car.
she was crazy.
One of
too.
them fucking throws it like a ninja star, pops the fucking tire. Like, go, get out of here.
Fun experience though. Man. We'll do it
Oh,
again.
that sounds amazing. I had a really crazy experience last time I was in Vegas too. It was a fucking blast, man. So we were out until like 1:30 in the morning, and then a friend of mine who was there for the same convention I met him the year before, or last year, I mean. So we were there, and he hits me up. He's like, "Hey, bro, he's like, if you still want to kick it tonight, we just fucking took a power nap. We have a huge second wind. If you want to go out," I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's go,
Yeah, he's gonna
buddy."
say yes to
I was
shit
like,
out there.
"Let's go." And so we decided we just went out and we were drinking and shit. And I was just playing wingman, and I was able to round up like 4 or 5 girls for this and everything. And so they were these fucking like super super dope fucking hot ass chicks, and we were smoking and drinking and stuff like that, having a good time, doing a bit of gambling and shit. And then one of them invited me over to her car to go smoke a joint. So that's what we did. And it's funny because they totally like simped out for them a little bit. I mean, I love you guys, but I didn't buy them a single fucking drink. I didn't buy shit, but they bought me a drink, and one of them smoked a joint with me, and she's the one that provided with it. And so we got to hang out with these girls. And I remember it was like, I think at this point it was like 3:45 in the morning or something like that, or like 3:30 in the morning. And I was like, dudes, the sun is up in like less than 2 hours. I was like, this night isn't over until that sun comes up, and then we're getting breakfast. It's like, that's what we're gonna do. Because I knew this one diner that I went to that's over at the Venetian. It's called the Grand Lux Cafe, and they have cheap fucking meals, and it's dank, and they're open at 6 a.m.
Yeah, the food's pretty good in Vegas.
Dude, some places for sure. Some places. And this was like really, I was really surprised because the Venetian is like probably one of the most expensive hotels to stay in Vegas because every single room is a suite.
Yeah.
And so it's a really expensive place. So usually their restaurants are fucking like crazy price. And when I went to this one, I was blown away, dude. It's like being at like Red Robin. Like that's like the price range it is. It's like maybe like 10 to 15 bucks for a meal. They also have a breakfast buffet. And so that's what we did. And I remember, dude, the night was like, the end of the night was so cinematic because it like we ended up like we were hanging out with these girls, we saw them off, and we had like some food and shit like that. And I remember that part of the night before we walked over to the fucking cafe ended with us sitting at like this gazebo outside Caesar's Palace, watching the sun come up, eating carne asada fries, just fucked up like fucking from the night before. epic fucking night. And then we walked over to the Venetian, and that's whenever we were walking, we were smoking a joint, and we were out in front of Caesar's, and this one tweaker guy was like, hey man, can I hit that joint? And we're like, no. And then we just kind of kept walking, and then I was feeling really generous though, and I was like, hey man, if you want some weed, I'm gonna give you some money so you can buy some weed. And so then I was about to give this fool a 20, and I'm wearing my leather jacket at the time. I go up to him, and then he was like, how about your wallet and your fucking jacket too? Damn. Like, and I just I put a fucking 5 on his chest, and I pushed him away, and I was like, no, get the fuck out of here. And I was like, fuck off, dude. And then he fucking just scurried away and shit. And then they were like, why'd you push that guy? And I was like, I was fucking trying to rob me,
in
man.
The worst way possible.
Trying to rob. Well, he thought that we were tourists, so we'd be like, oh, okay. Like, it's like, fuck off,
the
dude.
Respect to pulling out a weapon, dog. Like,
yeah, for real. But I don't know. Maybe he did. I didn't see it because I was looking at his eyes, and I was just like, get the fuck out of here, bud. Like, get the fuck out of here. Because like, and also it's like, don't make us drag you into that alley, and we will stomp you the fuck to death. Like, we had way too good of a night to let you ruin it. Like, we will fucking kill you in this alleyway. Like, leave us alone, you fucking tweaker. I hope he bought some fentanyl and killed himself. That's what I hope. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy, man. Trying to ruin my night. Okay, my wallet's one thing.
Yeah,
you'll pry that jacket off my goddamn corpse. Nope.
It's iconic.
Like it will be.
You wore it in a desert.
Yeah, for real.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, it was chilly, man.
I guess it was.
It gets chilly at nighttime in Vegas. Like, hey, that fucking temp drops real quick.
You went in May, right?
Yeah, I went in May, and so it wasn't like so hot. It was actually chilly enough during the day to where a lot of the times I was able to wear like a light hoodie. Yeah. And so I was just doing that, and it sucked though because it backfired because my hands ended up getting darker than the rest of my fucking arms. So I had like this weird. It's still kind of recovering from it, but it's like I had this weird fucking like hoodie tan from being there and shit. But it was an epic fucking trip, and I'm excited to go back.
Yeah, I need to go back. I didn't have any epic nights, really.
Let's go back, man.
Yeah, I got kicked out of a bar because he thought I had a fake ID.
Oh.
He looked at me. He's like, "You're too bald.
You're too bald.
You're too bald and weathered looking for this to be you." I was like, "Fuck you, man."
I know. Fuck off, dude.
Fuck, he didn't say that, but that's what it felt like.
Yeah,
he
for
thought
real.
I had a fake Oregon ID because I got my ID when I was 16.
Like, you don't want to piss off somebody that looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What the fuck is going on, man? Just let me hang out.
Oh, it looked like you were having a lot of fun, though, man.
I enjoyed it. I love comedy.
How were the comedians out there? Were they pretty cool?
They were cool. They get fucked up because Portland comics smoke weed. We all smoke a stupid amount of weed, is what I realized. Because they don't smoke weed in Phoenix. They don't smoke too much even in Seattle.
Which is weird because it's legal in all of those places in Phoenix, Seattle, and Vegas.
Yeah, but Portland comics, we just smoke dope.
All
of us are high as fuck on stage.
All the fucking time.
It's ridiculous. I didn't even realize how ridiculous it was. But the Vegas comics get drunk.
Yeah,
they drink.
I bet.
It was like a Tuesday. A comic bought me a shot. Like 2 shots.
It's always,
like,
dude. Every night's Friday night in Vegas. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I'd want to be here too long, but fuck it, let's do it.
3 nights is about what I can do in Vegas. 3 nights. Yeah, that's enough to. That's all you need. That's why I can never live there. I miss greenery. Yeah. Like, I miss being around trees and shit. That first breath of Oregon air that you take when you're leaving the airport, and you're like.
Amazing.
Like,
trees.
this is what real air feels like.
God doesn't want us out there. That's what I was saying. They should have nuked this whole fucking place.
That's exactly what they were doing. This is why it's so fucked up. So, like, after meeting you people, I can tell they tested the fucking atomic bombs here.
This place is an affront to God. Like, what is going on here? Didn't it start out like a mob city? Isn't that?
No, it started off with gold miners, and I think that was the original ones. It was gold miners, and then it was already popping before the mob got involved. That was the reason the mob got involved. There's kind of a misconception that they helped make Vegas what it is today, but it was already kind of like a place that kind of you would go to to gamble and brothels and stuff like that. It already kind of had that reputation.
Yeah.
And then the mob really came in to Vegas whenever Bugsy Siegel took over the Flamingo. That's when the mob really came into Vegas, and he was actually a Jewish gangster that was working with Lucky Luciano and Frank Costello, Meyer Lansky. It was those four guys that were also the ones that kind of started the way the mob is structured today. Because originally it was, one boss was considered the capo di tutti capi, which is the boss of all bosses, and Lucky Luciano and Meyer Lansky were the ones that said, "Wait a minute, we could run this like a business operation." And so they basically played double agent, got these two mob bosses to basically, like, one of them, Lucky Luciano was working for this one named Joe Massarea, and he was like, "Hey, why don't you leave for a little bit?" And then he's like, "Let me think that I work for Salvatore Maranzano, and let him think that that I'm working for him and I'm betraying you." And so he went to Maranzano and it's like, "Hey, I'm betraying Joe Massarea," when in reality he's just playing them against one another.
Damn.
And so he ended up organizing the hit of Joe Massarea, and he got killed in a restaurant. Lucky Luciano was eating with them, and then at a certain time he excused himself to the bathroom. While he was in the bathroom, Bugsy Siegel and a couple other guys walked in with shotguns and boom, 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 and blew him away right in the restaurant. And then he was gone, and then they killed Salvatore Maranzano, and then Lucky Luciano developed what's called the Commission, or the Five Families. That's the Bonanno family, the Gambino family, the Lucchese family, the Genovese family, and the Colombo family. And then they had the mob in New Jersey, and then also Kansas City, and then they had an LA mob too.
They were Goodfellas a lot.
No, I just know mob history.
Yeah,
this is all like the real history of it.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's I was dude, I got really, really into this shit. Because it's also really interesting to me the way they would take something like crime and make it so organized, and make it so it was almost respectable. Like they had these rules. This is why the people kind of look up to the mob guys. It's because they're not just doing a drive-by and shooting up a park hoping they hit their target. Like they would just basically, the only people they would ever target is like each other. It would be other gangsters or people that were involved in that life. They didn't believe in killing civilians. That was kind of
making fun of comics. I don't make fun of regular people anymore.
Yeah, for real.
I really don't. I'm not gonna,
and it's
a civilian. I will never take out a civilian.
Right. That's a good analogy. I like that. But yeah, they Bugsy Siegel was in that whole circuit, and he was the reason why Vegas became kind of also what it was too, because he's the one that took over the Flamingo. He didn't start it; he took it over, and then they put in Caesar's Palace and the Bellagio and all of those ones that started popping up on the main strip because they already had Fremont was already starting to be built during those days.
That's the original strip, right?
Yeah, Fremont's the original strip where they have the Golden Gate and the fucking the Plaza and the Golden Nugget and the Four Queens. And I've stayed at 3 places on Fremont. Yeah, I've stayed at the D, I've stayed at the Four Queens, and I've stayed at the Plaza.
You usually do a hotel instead of like an Airbnb?
Yeah, for sure. If I would go there with a group, I'd probably do an Airbnb. I think that would be a lot better because then you can buy your own food and you could just plan out some meals and shit. Probably save a shitload of money that way. But if it's just like me and my lady, or like me and my lady and another couple, or like maybe a couple other people or something, we just generally get one of the casinos.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Yeah,
I think that's a better way to do it. I think it's fun.
And you have there's times where if you're in the right place, you don't even fucking have to leave your damn casino. Like there's enough shit to do there. There's restaurants, there's tons of gambling, there's shows. The Flamingo is probably my favorite place on the main strip. I love the fucking Flamingo.
I saw a show at Caesar's Palace, and it was probably it was like the best show I've ever seen.
That's awesome. What'd you see?
It was, I forget what the fuck it was called. It was just it was in the back of the Caesar's Palace, and it was just like a variety show, and it was hosted by they had like this greasy comic. He had like long hair and like a thin mustache. He looked all greasy, and he was just hilarious. Like he'd tell his punchlines, and he'd laugh and stuff like it was crazy, and he was just roasting people, and it was just like talented hot people was the theme. Like he had like roller skaters, he had like body contortionists, he had people like on the poles.
That's cool.
It was cool, and it was like mixed with comedy. Like he would
Vegas.
It was fucking cool.
That's super dope. It was one of the best shows.
It was like intimate too. It wasn't like a big theater thing. It was probably like 150 people in there, 100.
Hell yeah.
It was cool.
I went to this one show that was over at the Planet Hollywood, and it was called it's a zombie burlesque show.
Dope.
Yeah, and it's set up like an old 1950s, 1940s burlesque show, but it was all like the undead and horror themed and shit like that. It was really fucking fun. I got pulled up on stage, and they like these ladies like put me in like this like torture rack thing, and I fucking knew it that she was gonna end up pulling me up on stage because I was sitting right in the aisle. But also, keep in mind, there was like a shitload of other men in that aisle, and I was like maybe like kind of in the middle of the whole section.
The green jacket on.
So no, I didn't have my leather jacket on. I was just chilling in a t-shirt and shorts and stuff like that. And then I remember the lady was singing her song because she would like walk through the crowd and sing her song. And then she was walking up the stairs. She passed me, and I knew immediately. I was like, she's gonna come back and grab my fucking hand. She's gonna come back and grab my hand. And then because like I felt her energy when she walked by me, and I was like, she's gonna grab my hand. Sure as fuck, she grabs my hand, pulls me up, and my friends are just losing their shit. They're like, "Go, Joe!"
I'd be excited too.
Dude, they're all fucking so hot too.
Yeah.
Like, and they're all like fucking in like corsets and burlesque uniforms and shit. Like, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then they put me in this. I'll put a picture of it so people can see it. They put me in this torture rack thing, and I got this giant grin on my face because I'm just like, this is dope. One of them in the picture, my hat is kind of like sucked down, and that was because one of them literally was bouncing her ass on my head. Like, it was like,
this is great.
It was so much fun. And there was people, they were like, dude, you got so into it, I thought it was a part of the show. And I'm like, nope, not at all.
Just have fun.
Yeah, and I got pulled into a street magician's show too when I was on Fremont. That blew my fucking mind because I signed a $20 bill, and then he fucking somehow put it inside a lemon.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. And it was the lemon that I happened to have picked.
Huh.
It was crazy, bro. I don't know how the fuck he did it.
They know how to do a show in Vegas.
And it was, dude, for real. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So it was actually, it's funny that we're talking about Vegas and you're a comedian. Vegas was actually the place that I decided I want to try stand up. Wasn't in Vegas. It was whenever me and my lady, we got this Groupon, and one of the things, like, we got like all these different options for these different shows. That's how we'd go to the Zombie Burlesque. They have like a 1 hour open bar at Senior Frogs and all these different things you can choose from. And we decided, we were like, let's go see some comedy. So there's like a little comedy theater at the D there on Fremont. And we decided to see this show, and they put us up right in the front row. Like right in the front row. And I remember there was like this, like the couple, like these like drunk, like 20-something-year-old chicks next to me, and they were kind of like being loud and, you know, being whatever. They were kind of like being more disruptive and shit. And the comic was like roasting them and shit. It was fucking amazing. And then he eventually turned to us and started talking to us and shit. But I was like making the comic laugh and shooting the shit, making the crowd laugh with him, and I would like crack a joke with him, and then he would fucking just start dying laughing. And it was when we were leaving that my lady was like, "Babe, I could see you actually doing that." And I was like, I should give it a shot.
It's that laughter that makes people do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like I'm nervous until like the first laugh. I'm nervous every time I do comedy.
Oh,
No
yeah.
matter how many times you do it, you get nervous.
Yeah.
Until they laugh the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Then you keep going.
Well, it's nice when you get like a small little rhythm going. I've only felt it a couple times. Like, I've only felt it a couple times, but I fucking loved it. It was a lot of fucking fun. And like I said, you were also like you really helped inspire me to want to try it more too, because you gave me a little confidence boost when I was going up there, and you even told me, you're like, bro, every time you've gone up, you've gotten better and better and better. And I'm like, thanks, bud.
I like to inspire new comics. It's like some comics are weird about people trying it, like people new. Like I just try to be nice to everyone. I think everyone should do comedy at least once.
I think I think that's awesome though, because you have enough faith in your own ability that you're not intimidated by others. I'm sure that's probably a big thing in the comedy scene.
Some people do. Some people do.
Yeah,
I
turn
think
this mic a little more towards you, bud.
Thank you. I just feel like everybody has their own lane, you know. Like there's gonna be a certain audience for everybody, so you shouldn't get
for sure. And I just want to I love, I've talked about this on the podcast too. I love the art of like writing a joke.
Yeah.
Like it's like there's like a science to it. It has to have like a certain amount of words and syllables. It can't be too wordy, and like you were saying earlier, when it comes to storytelling jokes, there needs to be little punches they're like tied up in there.
Yeah, comedy's weird. Like you could fuck up a good joke, just by like you had to clear your throat in the middle of it, and now the rhythm's fucked up and they didn't laugh. You don't even know why.
100%.
You said in the middle. Fucked
Yeah.
up. It's my Yoda.
Yeah. Oh.
Sorry.
Hey, there you go. That wasn't bad though. There you go, bud. You got to learn that, like, the practice the talking Yoda.
I just go.
You're like,
That's all I got.
That would be kind of great though if you just did that. Just like, want to hear my Yoda impression?
Man,
People would be expecting
boom.
something crazy like that.
I'd like get ready, warm up for it.
Yeah.
No, joke writing's fun. It's hard. It's hard to write a joke. It's hard to know if one's good. But
Well, the audience lets you know. That's the crazy thing about stand up, and like it's really the only art form that you can't practice alone.
no,
Like,
there's a comic named Ben Levy. He has a joke where it's like, like a musician can practice in his room, you know, but a comic has to come up in front of you, and if I fuck up, you know, like a guitarist doesn't have to worry about a chord coming off racist.
Yeah, that's a good joke.
It's fucking good.
That's a great joke.
It's a good ass joke.
That's a fucking awesome joke.
Yeah. Ben Levy, gotta give him credit. That's good. It's good.
Oh, for sure. Like, there's so many great fucking comedians.
Yeah.
Like, and
Portland has a good scene. Portland comics are great.
Well, there's a lot of hungry people, so they're focusing on just being fucking funny.
And there's a lot of open mic. Like, we have more open mics even than Phoenix. That is like 5 comedy clubs. Like, we can go up 3 times a day.
Yeah,
2 to 3 times.
But dude,
every
you're
day.
fucking hitting it hard, especially on Thursdays, right? Because you do
I
that
it every
little.
day.
That's how many mics you usually hit per day.
2.
You usually hit 2 per
Probably
day.
2 a day.
How many?
3.
Like, so you're gonna do that one tonight? What's the other one you're gonna
Tonight,
do?
I've done a lot of comedy lately. I'm just gonna do my little 20-minute set and go home.
Oh, okay,
I'm
gotcha.
gonna sit down like God intended for a
I'm
second.
gonna sit down like God intended.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out with my sisters or something. You know, you can't let because you also have to live life. Like some people
for
get
sure.
totally
That's
consumed by comedy. You have to have things to talk about. You gotta-
That's a good fucking point that you raised, because not a lot of people really realize that. I think,
Yeah,
like, you know, because that's where your material comes from.
Yeah,
So
like it's about the grind, but also
it's about also living your life and finding the funny things in life to make jokes about it.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, you look super lit, my friend.
I am a little bit. I can be litter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and fucking wrap this up and fix that, my friend.
Yes, sir.
What do you say?
good.
This was a fucking great podcast, man. I
this
fucking
is
had
fun.
I can't wait to have you back on.
I'd love to come back. I can't wait to see how this evolves over time.
No, thank you. Appreciate it. Well, you'll be a part of it now that you're in the fucking Hippy Speedball family, man.
Love
And
Hippy Speedball Podcast.
Hippy Dippy Speedball Show. I love that shit. Well, let's let the people know where they can find you, bud.
You can find me on Instagram at LucasGCop73. I post all my shows I do on there. I got a couple shows coming up actually.
And then floating all over fucking PDX comedy scene too. You'll find him.
Yeah, you'll find me. I swear to God.
Awesome. Dude, thanks for fucking coming through, bud. And thank you everybody for tuning into the Hippy Speedball Podcast. It is Joe, your host with the most Joe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.
I'm from Oregon. I drink my coffee, smoke my reefer in the morning. I roll 2 J's up and then I domed them.